Hello and welcome! This character profile video is for the class Hwaryeong, and what you'll see is all of her skills, the top 8 PVE and PVP skills that I recommend, her skill combos, enhancements, player card, and a gameplay video. So, without further ado, I am pleased to present the class to you, Hwaryeong. Here we go. And welcome! If you are new to my character profile videos, allow me to introduce the interface. On the left hand side is all of her skills, on the right hand side are all the specials that go with those skills, and then the column CD is the cooldown for each skill. Next to that is charges, which is how many times you can use that skill during a battle or fight. And then the column next to that is hits, which is how many times the skill will hit a creature or opponent in the game. And then damage-PVE is the highest percentage damage that skill will do against another creature in the world. And damage-PVP is the highest percentage damage that skill will do against another player's character. And of course you have your passive at the bottom. So a few things to mention, looking over at specials, the word super armor is red, and that just means that that effect is not applied when you're in the section of the game called arena. So if you're in there and you're in a fight, super armor will not work, but it will work everywhere else in the game, even outside doing guild versus guild stuff. So the other thing is I have colored the skills light green and dark green for a reason, and I will go into what that reason is when we are covering the PvP skills and I talk about the passive. So for now, take a moment to look at everything here. When you're ready, we'll move on to the top 8 PvE skills that I recommend. Here we go. And welcome. So this one is a little bit different. I normally highlight the top 8 skills I recommend in green, but since I'm taking up green, we're gonna be the top 8 skills in orange. So that is the reason why there's a section that's colored in orange, and that is according to damage percentage from the highest all the way down to the lowest. These are the top 8 that I recommend you start with, and it looks like Ember Claw Slash is your highest damaging skill in PvE. So what I also recommend is when you get comfortable and used to what these skills can do and how they work, please do go back and incorporate some other ones. For example, the Twirling Crane, which is just right above Fox Spirit Conduit, that is your heal. So if you're in an area where the monsters are a bit tough, it wouldn't hurt to put that skill in your lineup of 8. And of course you do need to be level 70, I believe, to get that skill. I think it was 60 or 70. I think it was 70. But once you do, it never hurts to have an automatic heal. It has a cooldown of 120 seconds, so at least you have something as to go along with the potions and everything else to help you out. So take a moment to look at everything here, and when you're ready, we will move on to the top 8 PvP skills that I recommend. Here we go. And welcome. What I've done is I've taken the column of damage-PVP and I've organized it from the highest percentage at the top all the way down to the lowest at the bottom. And Ember Claw Slash continues to be your highest damaging skill. So there is a lot to talk about on this slide, and I have something to show you as well. But first of all, let's go over the basics, which is when people are in PvP, they want to know what skill they can use to activate their super armor. And if you don't know what super armor is, it's okay. I have an explanation of what it is on our player card screen. So for now, The answer is Ember Claw Slash is not only your highest damaging skill, but has super armor you can use in Arena. So this would be the first skill that I would recommend, and looking down to Fox Flare Fletch would be another one you can use super armor on. And the third one is Twirling Fox Flare. Wow, there's a lot of foxes in these descriptions. I mean, it makes sense. So those are the three that you can use when you want to activate your super armor. What I want to do now is I want to read and tell you about the passive, and then I have a video that I want to show you about that passive in action. So it is called Fox Spirit Conduit, and I took the description and reworded it so it made sense, and I'll read it. It is using 5 skills will give you 2 spirit energy, 20 MP, and PVP damage dealt plus 10%, and taken by other people minus 15% for 8 seconds. So you just use 5 skills, which coincidentally are the ones highlighted in green, light green. Any one of those 5, by using it, you will generate 2 spirit energy. Okay, when your spirit energy is at maximum or max, and you use 5 different skills, you trigger to get Invincibility for 1.5 seconds. And those 5 other skills are the dark green colored ones, so that you can visually see, alright, so if I use these first 4 that you're recommending for PvP, and then I use Fan of Flames or Fox Flare Cleave, Tail Whip, or any of those other 2 at the bottom that are dark green, then it will activate my Invincibility, as well as it'll activate your Invincibility for 1.5 seconds. But just using the light green skills, you're telling me I'm going to get building up my MP, and I will also get plus 10% PvP damage dealt more, and I will not take damage minus 15% in a PvP area. So yes, that's what I'm trying to say. And this is your passive, so she really is built for PvP. And with her dances and stuff, it just looks so elegant. So what I want to do now is cut to a video where I show you what this looks like during gameplay. Here we go. And welcome. So what we have is the top 4 skills on the right are the triggering skills that build up your spirit energy. So they're the light green ones on the PvP slide, and the bottom 4 are the dark green skills that trigger the Invincibility for 1.5 seconds. What I'm going to do is, because it's so fast, to prove that you do get Will of the Fox, I'm going to freeze the moment when you get it and show you. But as you can see, using the skills at the top is generating, and you can keep doing this to be at max and have max, and then when you're ready to use the Invincibility, then you can use one at the bottom. And let's go ahead and freeze that. And as you can see, it does appear, but it's so fast to appear and disappear. What this means is when you go to trigger using all of your spirit energy, make it count. It needs to be Invincibility when you need it the most for that quick brief period. So let's go ahead and keep going. Here we go. Now what I'm also wondering is there a visual effect to let you know that you have Will of the Fox, aside from tapping on your buffs and seeing it disappear as quick as it appeared? And the answer is no, I'm sorry, not this time. I thought there was something with the image, you see the effect right there, the light green one? I thought that was it, to show you that you triggered invincibility, but it turns out all 4 of the skills at the bottom do that. So there really isn't anything. Just be aware that it is there, and when you need it the most, it will happen. Just plan it, like I said, plan it very well. So with that being said, let's go ahead and return back to the PvP slide. Here we go. And welcome back. So now that you have seen how the passive works and you are familiar with the PvP slide, let me be a little more clear about her passive. So if you use the skills Fox Flare Fletch, Ember Claw Slash, Fox Flare Charge, Ember Claw Crush, and Ember Claw Torrent, you will start an effect called Accumulate. And what happens is you will get PvP damage dealt plus 10% and PvP damage taken minus 15% when using the skills that activate the Will of the Fox, which is Tail Whip, Twirling Rhapsody, Fox Flare Cleave, Fan of Flames, and Twirling Fox Flare. So it can be a little confusing, and that's the reason why I did the color coding, is to make it easy to know what are the activation ones for building and which ones trigger to get the PvP bonuses and the Will of the Fox invincibility. So take a moment to look at all this, and when you're ready, we'll move on to the skill combos slide. Here we go. And welcome. Before I go over what you're looking at, allow me to tell you where you can find it. During gameplay, if you tap anywhere on the screen and bring up the menu, and then you go over to the far right and tap on the square called Skills, and when that screen comes up, you look over to the middle of the screen and down a little, and you'll see a magnifying glass with a circle around it, and you tap on that, and it also says skill combos next to it. When you tap on that, it'll bring up a small window that you can scroll up and down to see the list of skill combos. Now this is a helpful guide that Pearl Abyss has put together so you can get started building combinations against a creature or a player's opponent in PvP. And the way it works is the things on the far left, which are light blue, is what you would start with, and then the gray is what you chain into, or what you would want to do next. So looking at all this, I see that we have 2 skills that have the word twirling in it, like Twirling Rhapsody and Twirling Fox Flare. So I did notice there is a 4-hit combo in here that continues into infinity. So let's show you what that is. If you started with the skill in the top left corner of Fox Flare Fletch, and then the next skill is Ember Claw Slash, and you go down and you see Ember Claw Slash, and when you do that one, you then do the 3rd skill, which is Twirling Rhapsody, and you just go up one to Twirling Rhapsody, and you have an option of Twirling Fox Flare or Ember Claw Torrent. Now if you choose Ember Claw Torrent, the combo will end, because there's nothing after that according to this list. However, if you did do Twirling Fox Flare, it will go over there, and that will make 4 skills. So let me repeat that. Fox Flare Fletch, Ember Claw Slash, Twirling Rhapsody, and Twirling Fox Flare. Those are your 4 skills. And then when you tap on Twirling Fox Flare, you can go back to Twirling Rhapsody and then back to Twirling Fox Flare infinitely. So you can literally just do those 2. Now once again, this is a list to get you started on how to make a combination. When you get comfortable with all of your skills, you'll see the ones that you like to use the most, and you will make your own combinations. So, take a moment to look at all this, and when you're ready, we'll move on to the next slide, which is called the Enhancement slide. Here we go. And welcome! If you are new to my Enhancement slide, allow me to introduce the interface. On the left hand side is all of her skills. On the far right hand side is all the branch damage connected to those skills. And in the center is the enhancements from left to right. The first column, second, and fourth are things I try to show that benefit your character. The third column from left to right, the third one, is things that happen to the creature or player's opponent that you are battling. So, to explain this better, as you play the game, you'll see these books that will drop that are colored purple, and they're skill books. And when you go to the skills screen and you tap on, say, let's go with the first one at the top, Fox Flare Fletch. You tap on it and you look a little bit to the left, you'll see the icon for that skill in the center, and then you'll see 3 circles around it. Those are enhancements. You need to unlock it. So chances are, if it just requires silver, you can pay the silver and unlock it, but if it has a red number next to it, you need to increase that skill, Fox Flare Fletch, to the level that it's asking. So if it has, like, say, a number 2 next to how about DP plus 20 for 10 seconds upon use, that means you need to find skill books for Fox Flare Fletch to learn and get it up to level 2 to then have access to unlock this enhancement. When you do, then every time you use that skill on your opponent or a creature, you will get 20 more DP for 10 seconds, which basically is boosting your power for 10 seconds every time you use that skill. And then again, if you unlock crit chance minus 5% for 5 seconds on hit, then that means that the creature or the player's character that's attacking you will lose 5% chance that they can crit on you. So that's how it works. And as you go through the game and you need more skill books, I usually tell people that you'll find it in the world of Hadum in yellow books, but all of us in the guild agree that the best place to go, it is to go to the section in the game called Expedition. So if you tap anywhere to bring up the menu and you look to the left, you'll see a square that is called Expedition, and when you go into it, you're tapping on the section called Valor. And you need water to be able to get into it, but I know it doesn't show for rewards yellow skill books, but they are there and you can get it. So if you have any questions, you can leave comments about this in this video about the yellow books. It could be a level thing, but that is where I go to get my yellow books to increase my skills. So take a moment to look at all this, and when you're ready, we'll move on to the next section, which is called the player card slide. Here we go. And welcome. So what you're looking at is like a baseball card. It is all the slides you previously saw, all combined into one slide for you to print out and enjoy. So let me go over what you're looking at. At the very top are the top 8 PVE and PVP skills that I recommended according to percentage, which is the highest all the way down to the lowest. And then to the right of that is something new. It is called the immobilization section. And what this means is any time that you use a skill that you have, that can knock down, knock up, or just immobilize the creature or player's character you're fighting against, then I show how many of those immobilizations you have, and if you do have one for that skill. And looking at Hwaryeong, it looks like she has 2 of them, Emberclaw Torrent and Foxflare Cleave, that have 2 immobilizations. And many, if not almost all of them, have 1 to it, which is really good. Now, if you're wondering, well, I still don't understand what you're talking about with this immobilization, let's look at Emberclaw Torrent. Just look down to skills, and it is the 5th one down in light green, and go all the way over to the right where it says specials, and you'll see that when you use that skill, it will knock back your creature or opponent, it will knock them up, and of course it continues to apply accumulate and creates a Foxfire zone and all of that. But that is the 2 immobilizations to knock them back and knock them up into the air. And you want that because it allows you to get in an extra hit while they're trying to get up to continue fighting you. And I will explain a little bit more about how that ties into super armor at the bottom of this slide. So, you already know about the skills, you already know about the passive and how it works. We just got through covering the enhancements, and I did forget to mention the goal of playing this character to its fullest potential is unlocking all of her enhancements. Once you do that and you see what you can do with all of those enhancements, there's so much more to this game to power her up and make her so much stronger. So playing her that with what you have up to say level 70, I unlocked all the skills, she's not that great. You haven't unlocked everything for her to give her a really good evaluation, and that quite honestly goes for all the characters in Black Desert Mobile. You really haven't fully unlocked them until you unlocked all their enhancements. So if you look below that, you'll see the legend for what is not applied in Path of Glory and what is not applied in Arena, and the super armors in red are not applied in Arena. And it looks like I failed to color the the enhancement. If you look towards the middle where it says Twirling Rhapsody, where it says heal 40 HP per hit, when you unlock that, actually I'd shoot to unlock that first, but it doesn't apply in Path of Glory. All of the characters in Black Desert Mobile, their heal enhancement does not work in Path of Glory, but everywhere else in the game, when you unlock that enhancement and pay the silver, it will work when you use that skill. So for this one, it is Twirling Rhapsody, and she will heal herself. So below that is the explanation for what Forward Guard and Super Armor is, and I want to read that to you. Here we go. Forward Guard. This means that incoming damage will either be 0 or heavily reduced. Picture you have your creature in front of you and they're trying to damage you, and you have Forward Guard, which if you look at the specials for all your skills, if you have Forward Guard, it will say it there. Looking to see, yes we do. We have Fan of Flames has a Forward Guard. So when you use that skill, you'll have an icon that indicates you have Forward Guard, and what it means is, imagine an invisible shield in front of you. The creature will damage you from directly in front of you, and the damage will either be 0 or seriously heavily reduced. But if they get behind you or on the sides of you, then the damage will be expected to be normal. So that's how Forward Guard works. Keep them always in front of you with that skill. Super Armor. This means that incoming damage will be reduced, and the effects that immobilize you, like stun, knockdown, freeze, etc., will not happen for a duration of time. So, in a PvP environment, when you're going up against somebody else, you want to use Emberclaw Torrent and Fox Flare Cleave as much as you can, along with the other skills in your rotation. You're increasing the percentage chance that you will knock them down when their personal super armor runs out. And you'll see this. You're hitting them. Oh my gosh, I finally got them. You knocked them down. They got to spend time to get back up, to get engaged back in the fight, and that allows you to hit them another time or maybe one more time, and that could really turn the tide of a battle. So that is how super armor works. So go ahead and take a moment to look at everything here, and when you're ready, the music is gonna change, and we're gonna show you a gameplay video where we show you what Hwaryeong can do. Here we go. And welcome. Before we get started, let's tell you or show you where we're at. We're over here in Balenos, and we're at Kron Castle entrance, and we're here, well, because we love it here. Their CP is 2,000 and something, and our CP is 34,000 and something. I think she'll be fine. So the way this works is we will use this auto path, and she'll go and fight for about 2, maybe 3 minutes, at which time we will then go to town. I'll give my outro and say thank you. So, without further ado, I am pleased to present to you Hwaryeong. Here we go. And it's just about time for us to head back to town. Just give it a moment, and there we go. So while the loading screen comes up, allow me to say thank you. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you like the videos on this channel, please like, subscribe, let people know I am always making more videos, and there are always more videos left to do. Now, I normally bring her over to pose, but I got distracted. Look at these Halloween decorations. They're really cool. So I wanted to take a moment to look at all of them. Not throughout the whole town, just on my path to where I normally go. And look at this guy over here on the right. The Grim Reaper pumpkin. That's so cool. So what we do here is we put her in a pose. Whoops. Let's maybe back her up a bit. And zoom in. There we go. And we just want to check out what it looks like when she waves. So we'll just have her give a wave. There we go. Nice. And what does it look like when she claps? Not bad. Not bad at all. So I'm going to do that a few more times, and I will end the video by saying thank you. Thank you once again for watching, and you have yourself a great day. Take care. Bye now.